Alice Marie Johnson, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
You were tearing up watching that.
I can't help it. This never gets old for me.
You know, you look back on the last year, Alice, and you see a standing ovation at the State of the Union and all of the other accolades and attention that you... What has the last year been like for you personally?
Well, I've met some amazing people. Being back with my family has been a dream come true. What I've been doing, though, for this last year is they saw me run across the road, but I've been running for the people ever since, the people who've been left behind in prison.
Are there Alice Marie Johnsons in prison?
There are many Alice Marie Johnsons, many women and many men who deserve a second chance, the same chance that I've been given.
One of the things that struck me about your story then, and it still strikes me, we've got a picture that I think personifies this. This is a picture around Christmas time of you in prison. This is a picture that's in the book as well. But you are so happy. There's that picture there. This is you in prison. All smiles, happy at the foot of that Christmas tree. How have you been able to maintain that positivity, that happiness through all of this?
I think that has to be inside of you. Prison couldn't take away who I am. It couldn't take away the joy that I had for just life itself, Craig. And that is really the way I was able to make it. My faith. And when you have faith, it gives you joy in your heart.
The book. What prompted you to write this book?
Since I've come home, so many people want to know the inside story. They want to know who I am as a person. So this memoir is my life. And it also magnifies the issue of prison reform. I think that my release has put a face on the need. The American public has embraced me. They've embraced my story because it is a story of hope, but it also changes the trajectory of how they've looked at people who are in prison.
Criminal justice reform.
Yes.
Kim Kardashian West wrote the foreword to your book.
Oh, yes.
Of course she did. Of course she did. But she also says that you have helped her, quote, find an incredible new sense of purpose. Now she's going to law school. What do you make of all of that?
I think I was just the water that watered the seed. That seed was planted in Kim. I think her father being an attorney and her always having an interest in law. And when I came along, she blossomed. I saw a woman who was like a superwoman. She wouldn't stop at anything for my freedom. So it makes me feel humble. I'm honored that I was a catalyst, that I helped her with that. But she's also helped me too. We both impacted each other's lives.
You guys still keep in touch? You're still friends?
Oh, yes. I love Kim.
I saw the clip of you on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the most recent episode. You also credit Kanye as well with being instrumental. How so?
Kanye, his relationship with his relationship with President Trump. Plus, Kanye knew that I was trying to gain my freedom, and he stepped out. Kanye did a lot of things to help me too, and I'll never forget what he did.
One of the things that also struck me from the excerpts that I read, you petitioned President Obama a number of times, and you were denied. How frustrating was that?
It was very frustrating, but I couldn't let that stop me. Craig, I knew that there's no way that I was not going to be rejoined with my family. And so I know I've said this before, that I don't feel that I was really denied. I was destined for such a time as this.
Unsurprisingly, Hollywood has come calling. They're going to make a movie about your story out here. Who do we want to play Alice Marie Johnson? If you had your pick, who would get the nod?
Well, I'm almost afraid to say I've got several people.
Just give me one.
I like the way Angela Bassett dances.
All right, Angela Bassett. She may be watching, so good to see you.
Good to see you,
good to see you. Alice Marie Johnson, thank you. By the way, you can find more on her book, Afterlife, today.com/shop.